I had back surgery, and I said to the Grubb and Ellis gentleman, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I can do that flight. He looked at me and he said, you are not flying in the back of the bus. Oh, okay. I'd never been in first class in my life. I thought I could live like this. So it was all about the relationship.
Because I consider it kind of almost ironic, okay? Because you could kill two birds with one stone if you had someone who was trained and in country, in-house.
Absolutely. But the problem with Dubai at this time, I can't speak of it now,
multicultural.
And nobody's in-house. The in-house people don't have to work. So everybody from all levels were expats.
Right.
Well,
that makes Dubai unique.
Very unique. And Qatar is very similar. I've done some work in Doha, Qatar since this. And Qatar is also similar.
Because I guess I look at it, having taught in Saudi Arabia, having taught in Iran, you hire from within.
Right.
Kuwait has always been very strong in this regard.
Right.
Okay, to the extreme.
Right.
That they hire only their own graduates from the United States.
Right.
To come back. It's kind of like their internal Peace Corps.
Right.
Okay. And Bandar, I think you'll agree with me too. Bandar is one of our students from Saudi Arabia.
Hello, Bandar. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And it's kind of interesting that, now the push for Saudi Arabia is to hire from within.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I have a number of students from Saudi Arabia that the government is paying to get their degrees and go back.
Because it seems to facilitate things
Smoothly.
so much.
Absolutely. And I think that one of the things that helped us tremendously was having our student from Saudi Arabia.
Right.
Because that, and also, for me, personally, they never called me my first name. It was always Dr. Tracey. There was a level of respect.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that, for me personally, having Adnan helped tremendously, because that was their first impression, was us with our Saudi teacher, and the relationship that Grubb and Ellis had with Emar. One of the things that was incredible to me, and Dr. Ilmer, I wish he was here, because he facilitated this, this transaction. They never signed a contract. They don't believe in contracts.
Yeah. That's why they have such an economic crisis.
Exactly. There's no contract. And I kept saying, Dr. Elmer, we don't have a contract. And he kept saying, don't worry. Don't worry. And you know what? They paid us. It was not an issue. That little cultural difference could have ruined so many things. But the relationship.
But that's in Dubai.
In Dubai. Yes.
So in other areas of the Gulf, it's not like
No. But we knew that that was the way. We could only deal in that context. People kept telling me, what can you generalize from this? What can you generalize? In other words, what can you do in other places? And I don't dare suggest anything, because this is a contextual issue. And I think the most important thing is to know your own limitations and to know the context as quickly as you can of what you're working within. And that was really what I learned out of it, other than many other things. It was quite a project. But anyway, what do you think? Give me your thoughts. You're from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And how long are you here?
Almost 9 months.
Oh, so not very long.
Yeah, I'm still studying in English language program.
So you weren't at the presentation I did last month, were you?
No, he was in my class.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I attended the last meeting in Instructional Technology Department, and I couldn't see you.
Oh, the IT on Tap meeting on Monday
Yeah.
nights, yes. I can't go to those because I have another commitment, but yeah.
There was, very interested, and I want to say in this case, it's part of Arabic culture, especially in the Arabic Gulf, about signing a contract or something. No, we just take a decision by talking, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. I really very happy for this is information, and it's my culture, and you have done wonderful things in it. I want to say in this case, everyone needs to get best things in his life, but sometimes there's some specific things we can't mention about that, or we can notice about that, but it makes difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There are life changers, and this was definitely a life-changing experience. For all of us, the entire team. My daughter was in college in hospitality business at Michigan State, and she went to her professor and said, my mother is going to do a research project in Dubai, and her professor said, you must go. It's tourism. You must go. This is who, give me your list of faculty. I will work with them to get you out of here for 3 weeks. And my daughter flew and lived and is now working with foreign students for Kaplan test prep who are preparing to take their boards in the medical field in Chicago. That's her, and the reason she got that job is because of her experience in Dubai. My husband came to Dubai and fell in love. I kept saying to him, if I could just live in the Middle East, I really want to live in Doha, Qatar, though. I love it there. I don't know, has anyone been to Doha, Qatar?
Live down the street.
It's beautiful.
Saudi.
You were in Saudi, yeah. Doha is incredible, an incredible country, an incredible city. But anyway.
But you know, it's kind of like the sword swings both ways. You know, a lot of things are done by word of mouth. Okay? Word of mouth can easily be changed.
Yes.
Okay? Having lived that experience, you know, easy come, easy go. And I think that's, you know, oops, sorry, we're not opening for another 3 weeks. Oops, sorry, something hasn't arrived. I mean, there's certain things that are beyond anybody's control, customs and,
right.
And that stuff gets hung
visas
up.
And all of that.
Yeah, well, that's part U.S. side, too.
Right,
okay?
right.
But, you know, I always go back to that, having lived through the Islamic Revolution
yes.
in Iran, that what can be said one day can just as quickly be changed the next.
And one of the reasons, because that happened with us all the time. And one of the things that we had to do was realize that was going to happen, be in it. In other words, we lived there. We didn't fly in and out. I think one of the greatest challenges would have been if we were doing this project here and flying in to do whatever. And people make that mistake. They do not immerse themselves in the context, in the culture. And we lived there. We lived in the culture. I celebrated a birthday there in January, and I couldn't believe what they did for me. For my birthday, I'm thinking, I work for you folks. And, I mean, but I was in the culture, and they knew that. And there was levels of trust that developed because of that. It was also very, very different. My husband came after I was there a month. He came to, because he knew he had to come and see this. And we have a pact, wherever we travel overseas, whenever we travel, we never eat anything American, anything. We don't get American coffee, we don't go to McDonald's, nothing. That is our rule. We've done it ever since we met 29 years ago. He says to me, the first morning he woke up, he's in Dubai, he's in this incredible city, he looks at me and says, what do you want to do? And I said, please take me to the Mall of Emirates, I want a Subway. And he, what? He was so disappointed. And I said, I can't, you have no idea how much I miss the United States. I never thought I could feel that way. Where, I mean, I knew I'd miss things, but I never thought I'd miss a Subway sandwich. I went and I ate the whole thing. I did. And I had chips, too.
They had it there.
They had it there, absolutely. And that was a huge thing, and I could get to it. And I only did it once, because they had a lot of American food, but I only did that once. But it was immersion and accepting things that I had to accept, and knowing what I couldn't change. And that was okay.
I had a question. Did you ever use video with training these workers or not?
We did not use video, and the reason why was because we were in the actual mall. We were doing on-the-job instruction. So when we were actually in the work environment, training them in the environment while they were, there was no, it would have been bad to bring in video. First of all, we couldn't have done it.
No, but I'm saying when